So about a week ago, I dropped a video titled A Brutally Honest Discussion About CrossWorlds, where I wanted to give my immediate, in-the-moment thoughts about the price reveal of the game, which initially caught me and the whole Sonic community off guard. Contrary to what some of the comments would have you believe, no, I wasn't just complaining, I wasn't just hating. In fact, I actually had some pretty nuanced thoughts about all of it, but I get it, you see a video like this on your feed, you probably thought I'd be ripping the game apart, it's, the whole nature of the internet. I just wanted to get my gut reaction out knowing what we knew about CrossWorlds up to that point because I was genuinely starting to get worried about this game's future. Believe me, I really don't like hating for clicks, okay? I think it's corny. I got to this point without doing any of that, just being myself, making guides, talking about what I love, and that's not going to change. That's why when I dropped my video, I didn't title it something like, "It's overpriced," or "Sega fumbled the bag," or "I'm not buying CrossWorlds," or whatever, because I haven't even played the final game yet. Why would I say some ignorant shit like that? I don't know if it's overpriced yet, how could I, you know what I mean? That's also why, no shade to other creators, don't take this the wrong way guys if you're watching, but I also made sure to highlight the $70 price tag in the thumbnail, since it's disingenuous to suggest that you need to buy the full $90 digital deluxe edition just to get the whole experience. We got much more new info, much more new gameplay, but I didn't want to talk about it right away because after the last video, although it wasn't a negative one, I was still feeling a lot of cynicism, especially just seeing the community's initial reaction. It was like absolutely vicious, and just seeing the hatred you see on platforms like Twitter. I really need to stop using that platform, man. It's just not good for me. Like, I was just starting to feel very cynical, much more cynical than usual. And again, no shade to other creators, but there are so many YouTubers on this platform that force themselves to get daily videos out, and as a result will look at any news, gameplay, whatever about a video game, find some aspect to criticize, and then make that their entire channel's content, and I just don't want that to be me. It's not authentic, it feels forced, and it's like, bro, come on, are you ever satisfied? So I took a bit of a break from YouTube, I'd say about a week away from content creation, because I really wanted to sit with my thoughts from the last video, see if that's really still how I feel, digest the new info a bit more, and then I started writing an even more nuanced breakdown of the game, and here we are. You'll be happy to know that since the original video, my outlook on this game's future has substantially changed. Things are actually looking up, and I couldn't be more excited. I know, it sounds like a complete 180. We've been hearing a lot of great news about this game, and I'm really starting to see the vision a lot more. In fact, I'm no longer on the fence. I actually have no doubt that I'll be picking up this game now. So in this video, I'm going to be bringing up a lot of the points that I made in the original video, going over my thoughts, as well as some of your comments. By the way, I got a lot of great responses. Lots of you expressed your thoughts respectfully, even if we didn't agree, and I respect that. Some of these comments, though, whew, man, they were really something. They were equally as funny as they were exhausting to read. Like, people really think I'm a Nintendo shill now. I haven't even uploaded a single Mario video yet. No, YouTube, let me at him! TLDR, if you missed the last video, let's go over it now. Starting with the GOAT Takashi Izuka's friendly jab at Mario Kart. I got a few comments saying that part was dragged out, but I think I just didn't get my points across well enough, so I'll try to be more direct here. I stand by what I said. Like, yeah, I get you guys. It isn't that deep, it's just friendly competition. But I also think a Mario Kart diss was kind of unnecessary. Simply announcing crossplay would have been enough to get us all just as excited. Saying that CrossWorlds has crossplay when Mario Kart World doesn't might not be the flex they think it is, because if all crossplay does is allow more people to play together, then CrossWorlds would have to outdo Mario Kart World in terms of sales in order to get more total players across all the consoles first. But if Sega is this confident again, who knows? It could genuinely be possible this time. Think about it this way, even if Team Sonic Racing had crossplay, it still would not have outperformed Mario Kart 8's units sold despite releasing on many more platforms. Mario Kart 8 was the 6th best-selling video game of all time, and no car racer, not Crash, not even Sonic, has even come close to doing those kind of numbers. And again, Mario Kart World's biggest criticism was the price, not the lack of crossplay. So it's a jab at a video game for a non-issue because Nintendo games have shown that they don't need to be multi-platform to do crazy well. That's it for that. Moving on to one more thing regarding Mario Kart World, which I also talked about in the video. That being the game's price. Look, I get it. $80 for a kart racer is a steep asking price, especially when you gotta pick up a new console on top of it. Obviously, that's gonna make the price of everything way more expensive than just picking up Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, because you more than likely already have the consoles to play that game, like I said before. People act like I was defending that price and think all games should be $80, when it's quite the opposite. opposite. I actually think that it sucks that other publishers making games with microtransactions, having none of the quality Nintendo games have, really think they can price their games at the same $80 mark Nintendo is just because they're doing it now. All I said was, if I'm looking at it from the perspective of a Nintendo or a Mario fan, I'm getting a video game that's going to be high quality, very polished, likely not too many bugs, most definitely going to last a ton of years, potentially a decade again, just like Mario Kart 8, no microtransactions, no other nonsense, probably some DLC course packs which are going to have a ton of content for sure. If you look at it long term, that is a lot of value, so I could definitely see how that would be worth it for them. And guess what? It seems like it was still worth it, because despite the boycotts, the hate, and the complaints that I saw for the price constantly, it's already on track to be doing really good numbers. Last time I made the mistake of bringing up this term way too early in the video, but this is what I mean when I say gamer hypocrisy. Take all the hate from anyone who says they aren't going to buy it on social media with a grain of salt, because if they were really as upset about the price as they said they were, the console, including Mario Kart World pack-in bundles, would not have sold 3.5 million units, setting an all-time launch week unit sales record for video game hardware in the US, even beating the previous record holder, the PS4. So in short, if you really don't like something, vote with your wallet. Don't buy it, or if you really want it, wait for sales in the future. I promise you, they're going to hear you loud and clear if you speak with your pockets. It's that simple. Alright, now let's finally talk about Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Let me repeat what I said last video. I am not upset with the fact that the game is going to cost $70 USD for the base game and $90 USD for the digital deluxe edition. I was just very surprised for a couple of different reasons. First of all, it is important to know that AAA games have been at $70 for a while now, starting around late 2020, with the beginning of the PS5 Xbox Series console generation. So $70 for CrossWorlds implies that it's a AAA title, and that's why I was surprised at first. Even after playing through the beta and watching the Summer Game Fest trailer, I gotta be honest guys, I initially didn't know this was going to be a full price, high budget AAA quality game. Like, I really thought this was gonna be another budget title like the last racing game, Team Sonic Racing. That's not to say that I thought the game looked bad or anything, or that it didn't reach that full price quality bar. No, I was just caught off guard because this is technically the most expensive Sonic game ever now. The sticker shock really sets in when naturally you start doing what I did, you know, in your head, thinking about the previous Sonic game prices like, this racing spinoff is $70, but a mainline open world Sonic game like Frontiers is $60. But again, the more I think about it, the more I get it. I didn't know the sheer scope of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds would be this grand for a racing game. The amount of content that we got revealed to us so far is actually insane. 23 Sonic characters, 24 tracks, 15 crossworlds, 45 unique vehicles, 70 gadgets, 23 items, and that's all just the base game content. When you factor in the amazing attention to detail and the polish that you get with the new rival races, where every base game character is now going to have these interactions with other base game characters, and it's just wild, man. Not even Smash really has that. And this game really does feel like the Smash of kart racers. Just look at how awesome these are.
I didn't think you knew how to have fun. What's the occasion? I relish any chance to surpass you. Prepare for a humiliating defeat.
When you add in the fact that all the Sega characters and vehicles that are coming to the game are going to be free, this game is going to be jam-packed right then and there. I can tell this isn't going to be like Team Sonic Racing. I can feel that they really plan to support this game for many, many years in the future, and it makes me excited because I already know after playing the beta, the core gameplay is going to have me coming back to this as frequently as I do as Sonic Riders, so I will definitely be getting the full bang for my buck with the game. This isn't going to be like the other All-Stars games developed by Sumo Digital, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying that this game is going to be developed mostly in-house by Sonic Team and some other professional racing game devs that worked on arcade titles such as Initial D, so we're in really good hands when it comes to the team. When you factor in the Season Pass content, I'm really going to be getting a lot out of this game. It actually makes me glad to see that the movies have become this successful because the budget and manpower going into Sonic games now is really starting to show. And after the worst decade for Sonic, the 2010s, seeing them confident enough to no longer release budget titles and really start pushing for higher budget AAA titles again is something I'm excited to see because I've always wanted to see Sonic really compete with AAA titles. And it's still so crazy saying this because there was a point in time back in the 2010s after the abysmal launch of Sonic Boom, I really thought it was going to be over for Sonic. Looking at where the franchise is now, I'm so glad I stuck around. Final thoughts on the price. The base price, $70, that's fine for me, given the amount of content, the scope of the game, the polish, and the future updates and support. The digital deluxe price of $90 USD, I'm definitely good with, given that they have to pay tons of licensing fees to even be able to get the non-Sega IPs into the game, like Steve from Minecraft, so the $20 upcharge makes sense when you factor that in, along with the amount of Season Pass content you're getting, and it's even cheaper than Mario Kart's Booster Pass. But I didn't just want to give you my thoughts on this, because I'm no one special, right? I also asked you guys earlier this week about both the pricing of Sonic games and the pricing of video games in general, just to get an idea of what you guys are thinking, and I got some really interesting but unsurprising results. When I asked you guys if you'd be willing to spend full price on Sonic Frontiers 2, $70 for the base game, I know we don't know a lot about it yet, but just pretend like it's going to be really high quality, even better than Frontiers. Let's go with that, right? Out of 979 votes, 80% said yes, and the 20% that said no were a mix of people who said they'd never spend that much on a game, and a ton of comments who said they'd wait for a sale. Then I asked you guys which version of CrossWorlds are you getting, and out of 1,200 votes, most of you said you'd be buying the game on sale, with the majority saying they're picking up the digital deluxe edition at launch. So although I know they aren't huge sample sizes, again, I wish I had even bigger data, this is still a really good indicator that a lot of people in general are okay with the prices. So although I and many others are okay with the price, I just want to say that if you aren't, I completely understand. If you don't think the game, or most video games in general for that matter, are worth that much, you can always wait for a sale. When it comes to anything but first-party Nintendo games, those you probably just gotta find cheaper used. But I think it's probably more important that I say this, and I'm just looking out for you here. But if money's tight, and you have to choose between groceries and a video game, please, for the love of God, buy groceries. I bought Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and I'm hyped, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this video, all of my thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Massive shout out to all the channel members, man. You guys are insane. We got Pack Sonic Gaming, Mr. Needlemouse, Hashim Ali, Speeder Light, Stephigener, James, Nostalgia Addict, Goku Black, MLM0130 The Tunes Maker, and Neon Flick. If you'd like to become a channel member, be sure to hit that join button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.